What's going on, y'all? It's your man Stephen Bardo coming at you with another edition of Bardo's Breakdown. First one in the off season, so this is going to be heavily geared more towards the transfer portal and some of the coaching moves and some of the rumors that we've seen surrounding some of the players that are Big Ten players that started in the Big Ten and now are transferring somewhere else, or players that are transferring from somewhere else into Big Ten schools. So just want to update you guys on that. Hope you guys are doing well. You see that I'm not in my studio. I'm rocking the gray beard, doing that. So enjoying myself. All right, so let's get into the portal news here. Hold on, let me pay some bills first. Please like, share, and subscribe to Bardo Media on YouTube. Helps the growth of the channel, helps the algorithm, and helps everything. So please like, subscribe, and share with those that you think would find this information valuable. I appreciate it. Go to bardostribe.com, BARDOS tribe.com to get your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Terminology. Fun guide. I use some of the, you'll see some of the phrases I use on the air to describe certain things. So, and it's free, y'all. It's free money. Go to bardostribe.com and sign up for that. Quick announcement, man. Facebook, they're doing another update, and now they're affecting the groups. And so I think there's a way for me to, like right now, I use StreamYard to go live on multiple platforms. But Facebook groups, I believe they're taking the API away that allows third-party apps and software to work on Facebook groups. So I think there's a workaround. I got to do the RTMP or something technical that I got to figure out. I think there's a workaround, and that's supposed to take place April 22nd. So I think I'll have that'll be next Monday. I don't know if it's going to take place on that Monday. I don't know if it's going to take place afterwards, but I'll give you an announcement to whether I can go live within the Facebook group. I can go live on the Facebook page and on my personal page on Facebook if you guys are coming to me from Facebook. Otherwise, you know where to go on YouTube, Bardo Media, my profile on LinkedIn, and so you can find it there as well. So nothing will change outside of me being able to go live in the Facebook group. All right. I think that's about it about doing the bills there. All right. So let's get into some portal news. And I wanted to give you guys a better sense of some of the Illini players that have signed on. They've got 3, and a really key one, I believe, just took place over the weekend or maybe Friday. A big news. So let's start with Jake Davis. Out of Mercer, big wing player, can score it. And the thing with Jake at 6'6", along with Tre White at 6'7", you see that Brad Underwood and his staff are going for multi-skilled, multi-position players. They liked how this last group, how they were able to morph, how they were able to adjust to how other teams were playing them. And so I think that this is the trend moving forward for Brad Underwood and his staff to go get good positional size in almost every position. That's what they're looking for. And so Jake Davis fits that bill at 6'6", high IQ ball player, according to his high school coach. Averaged 9 points a game and shot just under 40% on 5 attempts per game. That's a lot of attempts. And so this guy's going to be able to space the floor for the Illini. Hold on. I think I got – hold on. Let me pull up Jake's video here. So this is a little bit of Jake Davis. Give you a sense of he's going to have the best hair in the Big Ten, hands down. He and Chucky Hepburn will be a first team all hair team. But he can stroke it, 6'6", played at Cathedral High School in Indianapolis. So, you know, if any of you know much about, you know, basketball over in Indy, they get down, right? And so Cathedral has a long history of great basketball that is played at that high school. and his head coach had a lot of good things to say about him. But the basic thing that you're going to see from Jake is being able to space the floor. All right. Where's Tre White? All right. Let's move on to the second player that committed is Tre White. So Tre White was all Pac-12 first team as a freshman at USC, then transferred to Louisville. And I mean, he put up some good numbers, guys. I mean, even at USC as a all Pac-12 freshman, he was 9 points a game, 5 rebounds, shot close to 50% from the field, scored in double digits 11 times. They had a career high 22 against Washington. So this guy is talented. Then he comes to Louisville last season. He averages 12 and a half points per game, almost 6 rebounds, and he shoots 46% from the field. So here's the thing, guys. He had 29 and 14 against Clemson. Clemson was an Elite 8 ball club. He put 29 and 14 on them. And Clemson was a really physical, good defensive team. So that lets you know this guy can score, right? And he's a small forward at 6'6", so it's interesting that he and Jake Davis, similar size, this guy's an explosive leaper off 2 feet. So he's going to be an outstanding player, an exciting player for the Illini that I think you guys will really enjoy. And I know that Illinois had looked at him previous to going to Louisville. So like some of the other guys, Quincy Guerrier, that Illinois was able to get last year from previous relationships and previous tries, I think Tre White fits that mode there. Let's see. What else do I have on him? So he's a California native. Not a great shooter, 30% from 3. So he's not tearing it up from long range. Shot 75% from the field. So, I mean, from the free throw line. So that's a good thing in terms of being able to get to the line and generate some offense. So that is Tre White. And then the third player is Kylan Boswell, who is very interesting to me. There was one point, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Arizona might have been the best team in the country. And Kylan Boswell set the table beautifully for a lot of talent on that Indiana team. I mean, that Arizona team. They had, at least 4 future NBA players, at least 4. And I'm not counting him, that he had to distribute, get the ball to, set the table. So, very, very skilled pass first point guard, which the Illini haven't had in quite a while. He had 35 starts in 36 games, 130 assists. He was third best in assist to turnover ratio in the Pac-12. Ranked 8th in assists. Scored a career high 20 points against Long Beach State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Also dished out 8 assists. So 20 and 8, that's really good. Made at least 1 field goal in 29 of 36 games. So his ability to space the floor is there, right? Hit 5 threes against Oregon. So that tells you that when he gets going, he gets hot. He can really get it rolling. So I like the fact that he's 6'2". He's a bigger, stronger point guard. So you're not going to knock him off his path. When I saw him play this past season, he was rarely out of control. Can get downhill if he wants to, can space the floor, and really sets up his teammates beautifully. So, and he's a young man that was a Champaign-Urbana native until 8th grade. So he's got an affinity for the Illini. And that's the kind of thing that I get excited about, is the fact that this young man is going to be proud to wear the orange and blue. He has an understanding of how important the Illini program is and what he can contribute to it. So that's pretty exciting to me. All right. And so I'm going to run through some of these other folks quickly, because I want to get to your questions quickly, because this is going to be a truncated version, because if you guys can't tell, I'm not at home. I'm not going to, I'll let you guess where I am, but I ain't at home. All right. But I wanted to keep this coming, because this is now that the portal is so important, and it changes the landscape of college basketball so much that it gives me an opportunity to talk about something year round. So I love it. So it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation or whatnot. I'm gonna come to you at least once a week with this Big Ten basketball information. All right. So Nebraska lands Utah guard Raleigh Worcester, and I don't know much about this young man. I need to look this up. I'm just giving you guys kind of things to look at so that you can go do your own research, and that at some point, once most of the transfers have taken place, come back and give you a nice guide. That might be something that I give to you guys. Create a nice PDF that has a guide, and we'll go through it so that we can discuss as well. But once the portal has kind of settled and players are going to be where they're going to be, then we can revisit. But right now, I just want to give you quick hits to keep you kind of updated on some of this player movement, okay? Jamie Kaiser, talented freshman from Maryland, who I thought was overrated, was too highly rated in my opinion. But he started to come on towards the end of the year, started to find his shot because he was known as a long-range shooter. I still think he ended up maybe 29% from three on the season, but he was terrible at the beginning of the year. So he got better. And I think him going to Butler, a fresh start, away from home, didn't have as much pressure on him, and under Thad Matta, one of the better coaches in the country, should be a good new start for that young man. I'm telling y'all, man, Jake Diebler at Ohio State's getting busy, right? So Kentucky forward Aaron Bradshaw, very skilled, very talented, lengthy forward, will be a Buckeye this season coming up. That's a big get. That's a very big get. That's a really good job by Jake Diebler and his staff of getting some really good talent that can come in and impact immediately. All right. This one young man I was sad to see leave. I really like Tony. We kind of watch these young men grow that are in the Big Ten. And the fact that he's going to Missouri under Dennis Gates, I'm ecstatic for him because Dennis is going to give him the ball. He's going to be able to do what he needs to do. He'll be in the SEC, so he's going to be, SEC, and we kept saying Big 12 was the best league, but in terms of NCAA stuff, it looked like the SEC and the Big East were the best leagues. And so Tony Perkins is going to have a chance night in, night out to play against some of the best competition in the country that's not in the Big Ten. So congratulations to Tony Perkins. I wish you the best, young fellow. Good luck in Columbia, Missouri. All right. The world's tallest mechanic, Zed Key of Ohio State, commits to Dayton. And you know what? I think Zed Key could be a dominant player on the A-10 level. The Atlantic 10 they're really good to begin with. It's a great league. I think it's right up under the Power Six, Big East, ACC. Well, hell, I think the A-10 was better than the ACC this season, actually. But I think Zed Key, with his physicality, I think that he got healthy. He had to learn this year to play with his new weight. He lost a lot of weight. It takes a while for big guys to figure that out. Under Anthony Grant, I think he could be a featured player, and I like this move for him. So congratulations and good luck to you. This is one I wasn't surprised once the portal started to kick in, and that you see these players coming in. Sincere Harris goes into the portal. I think he became a fan favorite of Illinois, of the Illini Nation, because he plays so hard. That's one of the reasons I loved him. And I just like him as a young man because I get a chance to talk to him when I go to games and whatnot. But just as hard as he plays, man, there's not a lot of guys that play that hard anymore in college basketball. And I think he's only going to get better. He's only going to get stronger. He's sneaky athletic. Once he can kind of get consistent on his jumper, look out. He's going to be good. So we'll keep an eye on and see where Sincere Harris goes. But we wish him the best of luck because I think the world of the young man. Oh boy, I know a lot of coaches are hoping Roddy Gale Jr. gets out of the Big Ten, but he's going to visit Michigan and Dusty Maine. He's also going to visit Creighton. which would, I think Roddy Gill Jr. would be a heck of a fit in Creighton. Just as elite of an offensive program as Creighton has become, Roddy Gill's athleticism in that system, he could be a dominant player in the Big East under Greg McDermott and that system that they run at Creighton. I think that, I mean, I'd love to see Roddy stay in the Big Ten, but just looking at Michigan and Creighton, now Dusty May's going to run a high-level offensive approach as well. I just don't know what it's going to look like because there's just so many unknowns at Michigan right now. But Creighton is set, and I like Roddy Gill Jr. in a Creighton uniform. Let's see if that happens. All right, this is a big gift for Indiana, guys. Miles Rice can ball. Kevin Kugler and I were on the first and second round of the NCAA tournament on the calls for Westwood One. Washington State was one of the teams in that pod. This young man is talented. Bigger size, about Miles is about 6'2", 6'3", kind of really sneaky athletic. He's a young man that's overcome Hodgkin's lymphoma, so it's in remission right now. But he's a very gregarious young man. He's going to be a fan favorite at Bloomington. Trust me, because the young man, he's got a 1,000-watt smile. He lives life with a vibrancy that we all could take a lesson from. Because when young people go through something like Hodgkin's lymphoma and they can overcome it, then he gets a maturity that a lot of young people don't have, and he plays with that. I think he should look for a shot more. All Pac-12 freshman. I believe he averaged 12 points a game and about 5 assists. But he's a big guard, can get downhill. He's not as athletic as Xavier Johnson, but he's similar. He's not quite as strong as Xavier, but it's that height. He's not a frail kid, but he's not quite put together like Xavier Johnson. But he's a young man that's shifty with the rock, can get downhill, can score, but he loves to set his teammates up before he looks for a shot. And I think that will really benefit Indiana and what they're doing. Patrick McCaffrey commits to Butler. Thad Matta getting busy in the transfer portal. Sorry to see Patrick McCaffrey go, but he's going to take his 6'9" multi-skilled bag over to Thad Matta and Butler in the Big East. It'll be interesting to see how Thad utilizes Patrick's skill set to be successful in the Big East. It's going to be fun to watch. It's a young man that I've grown accustomed to seeing as well. And then this is not portal news. This is coaching news. Really sorry to see Chester Frazier leave Illinois, but he signs with Darren DeVries at West Virginia. And guys, if Chester Frazier left his alma mater, he got broke off. I don't know how much he got. I haven't heard that yet because I haven't done a ton of research because I'm not at home. So I don't know what he got, but I'm sure it's substantial, and it's something that you have to do, right? He's got a family. He wants to move up in the ranks. So now Chester was an assistant in the Big 12 at Kansas State. He's assistant in Illinois, obviously, in the Big 10. Now he goes to West Virginia, back in the Big 12. So congratulations to Chester Frazier. Sorry to see you go, my man. When Illinois beat – who they beat in the Sweet 16? Golly. Who did Illinois beat in the Sweet 16? I mean, in the second round. Duquesne. Okay. So was it not? Yeah. It was Duquesne. So after they beat Duquesne, it was a jubilant locker room. I go in and bear hug Chester, lift him off his feet because I'm so happy for the team. And, and he and I, we're former players, so it meant a little bit more to us, right? Even if he's an assistant coach, he wore the jersey. So that's why I was kind of emotional towards him because he really understood, the drought and the passion of the Illini Nation. And so the fact that he's going to West Virginia lets me know that Chester got broke off. They backed up a Brinks truck for him. So congratulations, Chester. We wish you the best. We love you, brother, and good luck out in Morgantown, West Virginia. All right. Ooh, we got way more people on here than I thought we would. Y'all not letting me go to happy hour early, are you? All right. M. Brotz, what's good, M. Brotz? In from yard work, and there you were. Oh, good, good. Glad I could give you a little break there. Are we going to get Antigua back? That's the rumor. Now, I'm gonna give you guys some insight, and I gotta talk vaguely because I don't want to put his stuff on Front Street, but there's some personal things that had Orlando Antigua leave Illinois. So maybe with him going to Kentucky for a little bit, maybe those things have been resolved. I'm not sure. But it won't be a done deal. Let's put it like that. So I'll just leave it like that. There's some personal things that helped expedite his departure. So him coming back, hopefully those things have been resolved because Orlando's I love Orlando Antigua. If you guys are able to meet him, he's one of the best human beings you'll ever meet. He's like this all the time. Very consistent, very trustworthy, very honest guy. I love him. So I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back. Okay, Philip, I think you just got your answer right there. Orlando Antigua has been rumored, but we don't know yet. But hopefully it's Orlando Antigua because he's great. Okay, Curtis, you say he was consistent at Louisville. Good. Hey, man, fly, Illini, fly. Now, Kerry Booth, Calvin Booth's son. Calvin Booth is the general manager for the Denver Nuggets. Kerry Booth was at Notre Dame his freshman year. This is a 6'10" athletic forward who in Underwood's system would be amazing. Because I'm not sure. I think he can shoot the three at 6'10", because the highlights that I've seen of this young man, he's coming from the three-point line like he's up faking, putting it on deck, and he's like just, putting body parts on the rim. You know what I mean? So that athleticism and that length, I know he's highly coveted, and I know that Illinois was on his list. So let's see if Piper's crystal ball turns out to be right. Philip, I'm not sure. I saw that he went into the transfer portal. I haven't seen his name associated with visiting Illinois or having any kind of Illinois connection, so I don't know about that. Going to miss him. Got to talk to him. Yep, good dude, man. Yeah, Monty. But and here's the thing. Remember the freshman, the incoming freshman point guard from California, and all of a sudden he decommitted? There was a reason, because I think the Illinois program is doing a good job of being honest with these players. You can't, you got to tell these guys, look, man, this is who we think we're going to get. Okay, this is who we're going to get. Are you okay with this? Or maybe, okay, Sincere, you might not be a good fit now because we're going in a different direction. So I didn't see that coming either, Monty, but that's the nature of the transfer portal. It's kind of like, dating situation with some women. If they got one guy, but they see a more attractive guy over here, they might want to venture over here because it might help their prospects more or give them more security or whatever, right? That's what we're going to see. So unfortunately, I think it's going to be like this. Don't we need another big and elite scorer? Well, we'll hear about Marcus Domask and his appeal, but the NCAA has not been able to deny a lot of people lately. So from what I've heard and what I've researched, the Illini are pretty confident that he can get a 6 year of eligibility. So there's one scorer right there. And you know that Brandon staff are not done in the portal. You guys know that. There'll be another big one or two that they'll pick up. Oh, thank you, Dory. You picked up on that, huh? Yeah, I'm trying to let it grow in. What I've had to do is put a lot of oil and shea butter because my hair is kind of it's I don't know. It just itches like crazy. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like the itching part, but I am getting a lot of compliments from the ladies, so they seem to like the great the gray look. So, and the hair will soon follow. The dye is coming out naturally. So I got white spots here, got white spots in the back. But give me about 2 or 3 more weeks, and the dye will be out. And hopefully, I can keep this and make it look uniform, and we'll see how it looks. But thank you, Dory. I really appreciate that. Ronnie Ellum. Ronnie, if this is your first time on Bardo's Breakdown, welcome. I don't recognize your name, but if it's your first time, welcome. Big part of building a team, use it or fall behind, good way staying or being a real good team year in, year out. Yeah, Ronnie, it's going to be imperative that teams who want to compete at a national championship level are very strategic in the transfers that they get. Because if you look at what UConn has done, Tristan Newton had 2 years when he came in from East Carolina. Those are really coveted transfers. When you can get somebody for 2 or 3 years, like Wisconsin, when they brought in AJ Storr, he had 3 years of eligibility. So he played this season. He still got 2 more years of eligibility. So those are really coveted transfers that if you could get them in your program, or Terrence Shannon, perfect example. So the transfer portal is extremely important, and Brad Underwood will be the tops year in and year out based on the relationships that he's built, and the program that he's built in Illinois is very attractive. I am guessing Bardo is visiting family, maybe in Cali. Nope, not in Cali. If CD NIU, the more you on the show, some of the tribe members, they can guess where I am. It ain't hard. You see the smile on my face, don't you? I'm in my little bit of paradise over here. I was gonna guess you're at Kendall Gill's house recruiting Phoenix, Illinois. No, Philip, you know what? Me and Kendall made a pact because we love Phoenix so much that we're gonna stay out of it. We're gonna keep our hands off of it. Now, if Phoenix needs a question, if I need to make a call, if I need to do anything, I'm there for him. But nah, man, these kids and Phoenix, you think Kendall's hard-headed. He got a double dose from his mama and his daddy. So when Phoenix makes his mind up to do something, it's going to get done, come hell or high water. And so I'm just here. So I'm a loving uncle. I'm just supporting, right? So we'll see what happens. Melanie, the first window of the portal ends a month after Selection Sunday, I believe. And then there's another situation. I was telling my producer, Ryan, I got to get more well-versed. I ain't going to do it right now because I'm on vacation, but I will be much more well-versed in the dates and the cutoff dates, and I'll even get some graphics so that you guys will see it. But very good question, Melanie, and I'll have that answer for you next week. But thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. What's up, Doug? Good to see you, my man. Sad to see Sincere enter the portal. Do you think it's because the Illini look like they're going to be guard heavy? Yes. So think of this. So Jake Davis, Tre White, they're both 6'6", 6'7", but they could. Tre White more of a small forward. He's not necessarily a guard, but you know how Brad stuff is interchangeable. So let's just Tre White, Jake Davis, Nico Moretti, Sincere Harris, Kylin Boswell. That's 5. Missing somebody. Who am I missing, guys? I think I'm missing somebody. What about Fears is not coming in, is he? Is Fears next year? I gotta look. Wait a minute. Let me look this up. Let me see, guys. So Jeremiah Fears is a is this? Guys, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing it. But class of 2025. So he's next year. Okay. So he's not coming in. But I think that in Sincere's case, guys, with Doug, the coaching staff at Illinois, they do such a good job of developing relationships. Again, they're going to be honest with these guys. That you can't burn players anymore, ladies and gentlemen, because what happens is if you burn Sincere Harris, he's going to tell 10 guys to play college basketball, and then they'll tell 10. And so pretty soon the word will be out. Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. The word will be out that Illinois does their guys dirty. You don't want that. So they may have gone to Sincere and said, "Hey, man, we're going a different direction. We want to give you the chance to get out." Or he may have seen the handwriting on the wall and didn't like what he saw and left. Good question, Doug, but it could be a number of things. Yeah, I understand, Dory. It's good. And the thing about it, Dory, that is interesting to me is that we get an affinity for these players. Sincere Harris, how could you not like the kid? His infectious nature on the court and how nice he is, and then how competitive and aggressive he can be. I hear you on that. I kind of wish some of these guys would stay a little bit longer as well, so I could develop a deeper relationship with them. But I hear you on that. Curtis, good question. Now with the schedules have changed so much with conference realignment and the number of conference games you can have. So certain things are in place long term, but other things are very fluid. So that I think the holiday tournament situation thing could kind of be a little fluid. Let me go on here and check. Let's see what Illinois has up for their schedule. And let me see here. Schedule. Let's see if they. No, they're not going to show. Yeah, they're not going to show next year's schedule. So I'm not sure when that's going to come out, Curtis, but when it does, please remind me and that I can relay some of the schedule highlights for the different programs in the Big Ten moving forward. I have not heard who Michigan State was looking at. Plus, Tom Izzo is going to keep it a little bit under the cuff. He tends to move a little bit more quiet, and I think he's a little bit more cautious about the information that he lets out, that his assistants let out. So I haven't seen who he's targeting yet. But obviously, they're going to have a roster turnover because Sissoko is already in the transfer portal, and Walker's gone. Akins is back if he wants to come back. I don't know about Hogarth. I think Hogarth might be gone as well. Yeah, we talked about that already. Yep, we mentioned Ohio State got Bradshaw. Thomas Demps. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you again, man. Thanks for tuning in. Do you think some of the Kentucky players, in terms of incoming freshmen he had signed and players left on the Kentucky route, will go? Oh, yeah. Cal will get at least one or two of them, I think. Because remember, guys, it was reported that he's got $5 million in NIL money. So Cal might have some issues getting adjusted to Arkansas. Money ain't going to be one of them. So I think that he's going to be able to attract some of those guys that he had coming in to Kentucky. Fly Illini flies all over it. Maddox is trending towards Xavier. We understand why he's trending towards Xavier because Boswell now is at Illinois, right? AJ Storr is mysterious. Yes, he is weighing his options. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who AJ commits to flying a Illini fly because he's an instant 15 to 20 point scorer for whatever program that he shows up to. And he was starting to play better defense towards the end of the year. He really, his rest of his game started to get a little bit better. And that's a scary thing because he's an elite scorer. He can score with anybody in the country. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends up shaking out. 7-footers hammered us this year. Why not go out after a 7-footer? Vladislav, you're talking about Golden from FAU. He's in the portal. Be interesting. He might go to Michigan with Dusty May. We'll see. But he's going to be, Vlad Gold is going to be very highly sought after in the transfer portal. It won't just be Illinois looking at him. And I don't even know if Illinois is looking at him, but he'd be a good fit. What's up, Rod Flowers? Good to see you, my man. I don't know if that's the case. Check it out, 7. I'm sure it's a plus, but Chester's got great recruiting inroads in the DMV area. That might have the most. The DMV area, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, those areas tend to, in my opinion, have the largest concentration of talent, pool of talent in the country. And so Chester's, the fact that he's from Baltimore, he's got all these DMV connections, and he's got connections everywhere. Texas, he did a really good job of recruiting in Kansas State as well. So Chester's a very highly sought after assistant. And I don't know, Amani Hansberry go to West Virginia? Possibly. I hope he stays in Illinois because I think he can step right in and be a starter this year, depending on who else they bring in the portal. No, Rod, I don't think he changed his mind. I think here's what I think AJ Storr is going to do. He's already in the transfer portal. He's going to put his name in the draft because he wants to get feedback from NBA teams. And all he's doing is setting his market. He's just trying to figure out what his market is right now in terms of what he could get paid and what these programs are offering. So I don't know that he was a lock. I don't know that he was ever a lock for Illinois. I think those are just rumors, but I know that Illinois is in the mix. I do know that, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, Michael, Chester, and Tim, even Jeff Alexander is highly sought after because these guys, they're really good. They're all really good. They're all very highly sought after. I hope Tim stays. If he leaves, I hope he gets a head coaching job or something similar to what Chester Frazier is going to get. But I really hope he stays at Illinois because his relationships are similar to Chester's, if not better, around the country. Yeah, you like Big Z, don't you? Underwood recruited another point guard in the transfer portal. Harris is no fool. Well, Kel, Sincere is really not a point. Like he was running the point in kind of emergency situations, but he's a 2 guard. He's really a 2 guard. He's really not a point. So that really didn't affect him. But Tre White, Jake Davis, and I'm sure there's another guard or wing that Illinois got their eye on. They're not done. So you said Harris no fool. I hear you. Has Amani Hansberry announced that he's transferring? I haven't seen it. So we haven't lost him. What's up, Who's Johnny? Do you think Lawyer could be coming off the bench next year for Purdue. Mm-mm. No, I don't see Miles Colvin or Cam Heide knocking Fletcher out of the starting role. I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it. What's up, Adam? Story might not be the kind of team first guy Brad usually likes, but can't deny his talent. We look to be a front runner for now. Yeah, we're a front runner. And you know what? Look, man, he was in Wisconsin, guys. And the way that he blended with his teammates up there and the positive experience he had, and the fact that they had a rocky middle, but then they started to come on towards the end of the year. They got a bad matchup with James Madison in the first round, but I thought he was a team first guy. He's just been a guy that's been taught to hunt his shots. So it's not like I don't think he's not a team first guy, but he's trying to take care of family. He's got some family obligations that a lot of times that we don't take in consideration of how these players make their decisions. That's a big part of what's going on with AJ Storr right now, is that, he, like players that come from disadvantaged backgrounds economically, sometimes they have to be the hope for their family. So I don't think he's not a team first guy. He's just a guy that he's just a born scorer. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's different. It's a little bit more like the NBA, right? Roster turnover, conference realignment, coaches moving, programs like Kentucky having to go to their fourth choice. You would never in a million years think that Kentucky would have to go to their fourth choice to get a coach. So the landscape of college athletics has changed forever. And yeah, I understand you don't really like it. It's maybe not fan friendly, but this is the reality, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get used to it. Tribe member. You know what time it is, Kel. No race. Look at what Kel Grand wrote, and you'll get a sense of where I might be. You know what? I've heard that. I don't buy too much into that. You'd leave unless Illinois is just going to give him a boatload more money than Purdue would, which I can't really see happening. I don't see this. I heard this, and I don't see it though. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd be shocked if Fletcher Loyer left Purdue and came to Illinois. Shocked. But this era of college basketball, who's Johnny? You never know. Curtis Dietz, good question. Who is the best walk-on that you played with? Wow. Mark Steinberg was pretty good. Tiger Woods' agent. Mike Watkins, good friend of mine, did some business with him. He was a good walk-on. Mark Chaplin was pretty good. EJ Mansky was good as well. Yeah, we had some good walk-ons. I don't know I can't say who the best was, but we had some good ones, some good dudes, man. Fun to hang with. Yep, Mike McNeil, thank you for that. Marez Johnson. He's a 4, though, a 4 or 5. He wouldn't affect Sincere Harris or anything like that. That's who I missed. Ty Rogers. I knew I was missing somebody. So Ty Rogers, Niccolo Moretti, Sincere Harris, Jake Davis, Tre White, Kylin Boswell. That's a lot of guards. So thank you, PMR. Appreciate you. And I always appreciate your support. Thank you very much. You are always there. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are on it. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. He might be etched in stone for good. Just how quickly things turn. That's a good call. Drew Gibbs Longhorn. Dude, I'm tripping. So Ty Rogers, Drew Gibbs Longhorn, Niccolo Moretti, Sincere Harris, Kylan Boswell, Jake Davis. And so I won't even put Tre White because Tre White's he'll be a guard, like a wing. But that's seven guards and wings. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm in what's the mode here? Oh, I can't say that. That'll give it away. I'm on vacation mode, guys. So it ain't all clicking. Okay. Ron Ryan's way too early. There's going to be there's too much movement, turnover, guys trying to go to the league, guys coming back from, testing the waters. It's way too early right now to even think about who's going to be on this roster. But thanks a lot for tuning in. It's Fears 25. Yeah, they're brothers. Jeremiah is Jeremy's little brother. It's supposed to be better, actually. Hey man, I told you, the dude, he's a freak from an athletics standpoint. So that's why he's so highly coveted in the portal. He's very, very, very highly coveted. Piper 3974. Who did Big Z sign with? If you don't mind sharing, please. Thank you for that, though. Is that Derek? That's not Derek, is it? But thank you for that. If you could, please let us know who he signed with. Michael Walton. As I was going around the Big Ten this year, 4 different programs told me how impressed they were with what Illinois is doing NIL-wise. So that that should give you an example of what Illinois is dealing with from an NIL standpoint. They're competing with the best in the country. So I don't know if they got $5 million like Cal's got at Arkansas, but I can't imagine it's much less because they got to compete. I've heard Indiana around that number, and Illinois, they got to compete. So I haven't heard a strong number at Illinois, but it's got to be in that neighborhood. Dory, Chris Holtman and his crew, they've been really aggressive. I think they've got 4 kids out of the transfer portal already. There's a guard from Drake, and he jumps off the screen because he's kind of shifty, athletic, and strong and feisty, gets up under your skin. He's going to be a good addition. And there's 3 others that I cannot remember, but to Dory, they're doing so well to the point that I reached out to Fox Sports, our coordinating producer, and asked him, could I get on more DePaul games next year? Because I know the whole staff. From Chris Holtman, got a great relationship with him. Jack Owens will be an assistant. He was a former head coach at Ohio University, former assistant at Purdue, former assistant at Ohio State, former assistant at SIU. I know Jack from way back in the day. Then Brian Mullins, who was just the head coach at SIU, is an assistant there. And they just hired Laval Jordan. You guys remember Laval Jordan, former head coach at Butler, former assistant at Michigan, was on the air with Fox Sports this past year. They hired him as a general manager, assistant coach. I know the whole staff, and I want to do some of those games because they're going to turn around. He's doing a hell of a job. Let's see. Kyrie McKnight. I've been watching him for his time in college. He shows flashes, then looks below average. Wow. You think he's below average? With everyone gone, can this be breakout year? Or is he what he is? That's a good question, Kyrie. And I know what you're talking about because Jaden, man, can have you licking your lips in excitement because he'll dunk on a kid. He had 7 threes in a game this season. But then sometimes you don't even know he's on the court. So he's too athletic to not have a presence on both ends of the floor. And I don't know if I think it might be a situation where he's his harshest critic, so he gets down on himself a lot. And so I think that's something that hopefully he can work on because he is a really, really talented guard. You know what, Rod? We didn't get a chance this year because a lot of times I don't see the other color analysts because they're either in studio or at a game, or I'm at a game. So we really don't see each other a lot. I saw him at the Big Ten tournament. We got a chance to chop it up a little bit. We were asking each other about our families and everything more than, me kicking his butt in the SIU arena for the super section. I always got that one over him. Oh yeah, they're tight. Both Baltimore guys. And so, if Hansberry leaves, which I hope he doesn't, it's understandable, right? But I hope that he has inherited an affinity for what the University of Illinois brings in its totality. That Elite Eight run, guys, those guys will never forget it. They can go anywhere, they can transfer to any place, but it will not. You won't. To me, because I'm an old head now, I understand the importance of this stuff. There's not many places you can make a better decision. And I hope that Amani has figured that out. Jeffrey, you got to think about this for a second. As successful as Brad Underwood has been throughout his career, do you think that he doesn't have something up his sleeve with Dane Danger leaving? Because remember now, Marez Johnson is coming. Amani Hansberry's there. The freshman, Jake Jackstis is a 6'10", very skilled guy. He may not be physically ready yet. He's going to get some time. But they've got something up there. The cover's not going to be bare in the front court. They'll have somebody. What's up, Glenn? Tell him, Glenn. AJ's a team player. He's a born scorer guy. So when I do this, it's like blinders at first. And when I first saw him play at Wisconsin, I knew when he was going to shoot because he'd have that glance and that look. But the guy, I watch body language, ladies and gentlemen. That's part of my job. And there was not a player on Wisconsin's team, and I did 7 of their games this year. 7 or 8? 7 or 8 of their games this year. There wasn't a player that he didn't high five, laugh, or mess with. There was not a player on the roster that he didn't get along with. So as Glenn Blackwell saying, he is a team player. He's not a me first guy. Don't make that mistake. Melanie, hell no, no. I wouldn't be able to do this. To grow this and take a break and kind of sit back. I love my life. I love being a voice for the game that I love. But the coaching grind, the politics, the BS that you have to deal with, nah. But thank you, though, for that. I'll take that as a compliment. But no, Melanie, quality of life as I get older means way more to me than grinding it out for a few extra dollars and being sick to your stomach every time you lose. Not a good feeling. I think this is incorrect, CD, NIU. And I don't know how long you've been alive, but Eddie Sutton was the first choice. Who came in after Eddie Sutton? Who was after Eddie Sutton? Because it was before Tubby Smith was their first choice. Before Tubby. Who was before Tubby? But Kentucky, was Billy Donovan really their first choice? I don't know, but Kentucky used to get their first. I don't know. Again, I don't know how old you are, but they're used to getting their first choice. Mike, who was that? You played with 2 or 3 of my fraternity brothers. Who are you talking about, Mike? E.J. Mansky, Pat Kennedy, and Scott Spitz. Pat Kennedy, good player. Pat might have been the better player of those guys. Really good player. And Scott Pitts. Okay, that's what's up. It's pickup ball every year. Jeffrey, keep the faith, partner. Portal has made college basketball the NBA Z League. It's pickup ball every year now. So much for loyalty and school spirit. Jeffrey, stop with the old narratives. The only people who are expected to have loyalty and school spirit are the athletes, the coaches, the administrators, the companies that invest in college basketball, the networks that pay these people billions of dollars. They don't have any loyalty. They don't have any school spirit. They got dollar spirit. So let's get rid of let's take this negativity off the players. Let's rid ourselves of the old brainwashing that the NCAA has put on us. And that you're going to hold athletes who are 18 to 22, 23 years old more accountable than you will coaches. The 18 to 22 or 23-year-olds are supposed to have more intestinal fortitude and commitment than the 40 to 50, 60, 70-year-old coaches. Come on now, that's BS. Let's get rid of that. That's an old narrative that's played. It does not apply any longer. So please stop getting at these players for lack of loyalty and school spirit. Because how many of these athletes signed the new deal with the networks? How many of these athletes made the decision for conference realignment? The reason the transfer portal is here is because the NCAA has waited too long to make the necessary adjustments that needed to be made. Okay? So let's drop this crap about there's no loyalty or school spirit. That's a narrative that needs to die. Maybe along with the NCAA. It needs to die with it in its current state, in my opinion. Okay, now you're gonna learn. Doug's gonna learn to love the portal situation. If you have the right program with the right coaches that excel at that, you'll have a high-level team every year. It could be very good. So Jeffrey, you don't hear Doug say anything about team spirit or loyalty. He's looking at the glass half full, not half empty, half full. All right. And Jeffrey, is not just for you, because I hear this a lot and it gets up under my skin and I want to change the narrative. So I'm not banging on you. I'm saying that notion that there's no loyalty left. There never was. There never was. with all those guards, we'll have a track meet if we ever get a rebound. They'll be able to rebound and get out and run. It won't be bad. Will Coleman return? I doubt it. Never say never, but I doubt it. Oh, okay. Kevin Murphy, thank you. Big Z is at Arkansas. He's following Cal to Arkansas. Good move for him. CD, NIU, I don't know if they'll make the tournament this year, but the way that they're building the program and that they've reinvested into the program under Chris Holtman, it's only a matter of time. They'll be in the upper echelon of the Big East. I give them 2-3 years. They'll be in the upper half, I should say, of the Big East. Oh, wow. Okay, Shree. One of the reasons, Shree, is this your first time to Bardo's Breakdown? If it is, welcome. 2 rules. Come strong or don't come at all, and be respectful. That's it. But welcome. One of the reasons why Chester's leaving is because I think this year Brad did not listen to him as much, and it showed with our defense. You can see Brad always talking to his son, Jeff and Tim only. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Must have hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. I don't know, Shree. Maybe you saw that. I didn't. But why do you think Brad would not talk to all of his assistants? I think he would talk to all of them, wouldn't he? Okay, Doug. NIL has to get under control and some more rules to govern. Says who? What's wrong with the portal? What's wrong with the kids getting paid? Philip, how long can Painter maintain the very few transfer system at Purdue? He has a 6-man freshman class. I figured he will lose some of them before they graduate. Here's the thing, guys. Wouldn't you rather, if you have the ability, would you rather have a core group of players that you could develop for at least 2 or 3 years and then add pieces that make sense, thus getting to the national championship game this year for Purdue? I don't think he's doing anything wrong, and I think that it can continue to grow. I think he can do it. And Matt Painter, maybe more so than 99% of the college coaches, has a great sense of what he needs for his own program. Not anybody else's, for his own program. So they got Will Berg in the fold. Will Berg is a 7'2" center. They've got another one that they've been developing up under Zach Edey. As soon as Will Berg comes in and starts playing, believe me, they'll have another big that they're getting ready, right? So they've got Trey Kaufman-Wren. You've got Caleb First now that can step in. So I think Matt Painter's system is unusual, but I think it can work because he knows exactly what he's looking for in a program, and they've had enough success to attract the type of talent that can keep them where they've always been. Interesting, though. Thank you for that, Philip. Yes, CDNIU, this is true. Yeah, that's a rule I'd like to see changed. A foreign player can't make NIL. Why? Or why not? Those are the type of things from an NCAA standpoint. What sense does that make? Just because he's not from the United States, it's a 2-time college player of the year. And I believe when he went to Toronto, when they played Alabama in Toronto, I believe there was something set up to where he could do something similar to what Oscar Tshiebwe did when Kentucky went to the Bahamas. And Oscar Tshiebwe, they went down there for 4 or 5 days. He walked away with $2.75 million. because they set up some things where all their big boosters came, and maybe he did an autograph signing, maybe he did a coaching clinic or something like that. I believe Purdue may have had the opportunity to do something similar for Zach when they went to Toronto to play that game. I don't know, but I'm hoping that they were able to do something to put something in his pocket, because that's a dumbass rule, period. Again, another situation that they could easily do something in the terminology that would allow these guys to make money. It's just, that's why this variation of the NCAA needs to go away. No, they can't control NIL, but they can control the F1 student visa restrictions and things of that nature. They can adjust that. They could do something with that. That's terminology. So, okay, guys, I'm about. Man, this is great. Got a great turnout today. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. This was wonderful. I see that every week now. I got to come strong or don't come at all. Remember, guys, you can join the tribe. Text me 312-847-2739. That'll put you in the inner circle. That is Bardo's Breakdown, the tribe. Or you can go to bardostribe.com and get your free copy of Triple Threat, Stephen Bardo's Guide to Basketball Terminology. You'll get on the email list there. And guys, try to get on the email list as much as possible, because I'm really starting to morph and do a lot more of that. Because as I said at the top of the show, Facebook is changing certain things you can do inside the Facebook group that may not allow me to go live inside the Facebook group. I'll still be able to go live on Facebook page and on my profile on Facebook. But Facebook continues to change things up a little bit. So I'm encouraging, especially the people on Facebook, get on the email list, because it might come a time where I find another solution and, to stabilize the business. And Facebook, I may not be dealing with them as much as I have in the past. So just a heads up. So you want to get on the email list. There's two ways to do it right there. Go to bardostribe.com and then sign up for the email list, or text me 312-847-2739. All right. Thanks so much, guys. You all enjoy yourselves. I'm going to go to happy hour in this warm weather and work on my tan some more. And you know what? May meet a friendly person or two. We'll see. All right. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Call your loved ones. If you have not talked to your children or your parents or your friends or people that you love, please call them and tell them that you love them. Because you don't want to let a day go by without letting those that you love know it. Okay? Until next time, holla, y'all.